Hello friends, welcome to the CRISC that is certified in the Risk and Information System Control, Part 3, Part 11 of Domain 3. Friends, in this we'll be discussing about two topics. That is, first we'll discuss about the data analysis and the risk validation, and second we'll understand about the exploring data collections and extraction tools. So without wasting time, let's dive into the today's topic. First we'll discuss about the data analysis and validation for the risk practitioners. Friends, in this video, we'll look at how we gather, combine, study, and check data while dealing with the risk management. Friends, we have discussed the difficulties in making sure that we have all the needed data that is reliable. We'll also learn about different ways to analyze data and how spotting patterns in the data can help us to see possible dangers early. And with many sources of data, doing the analysis right is crucial for avoiding mistakes and finding potential risks. So let's start the today's topic. In data analysis and validation for the risk practitioner, the first we'll discuss about the core challenges, that is understanding the data reliability. First, about the completeness. Friends, completeness in data collection in cybersecurity means making sure we gather all the important information about potential threats. Friends, imagine you are protecting your house from burglar and you would want to know if there are any unlocked doors or windows they could use to get in. Similarly, in cybersecurity, friends, we need to collect all the details about how hackers might try to break into our computer system or network. And for instance, if we are monitoring for suspicious activity, we need to collect data about all the ways someone could try to sneak in, like through email, scam, weak password, or software vulnerabilities. So friends, if we miss any of these potential entry points, it is like leaving a door open for hackers to get undetected. Friends, by making sure we gather all the necessary information, we can better protect our system and prevent cyber attacks. Next, about the integrity. Friends, integrity in the data means making sure that the information has not been changed or tampered with. This is important because if the data has been altered, it can lead to wrong conclusion. And it's like trying to read a story but someone has changed the words. You might get the wrong idea about what's happening. Friends, in the same way, in data analysis, if the information has been tampered with, we might come to the wrong conclusion about what the data is telling us. For example, in cybersecurity, if someone changes the data about who accessed the system, it could make it look like someone innocent did something wrong. So it is really important to check the data is genuine and has not been messed with. And friends, by doing this, we can make sure our analysis is accurate and we are making the right decision based on the data. Moving next. Next, we'll understand about the some analytical approaches, that is strategy for effective analysis. First, about the cause and effect. Friends, cause and effect analysis is a way of figuring out why something happened by looking at what might have caused it. Friends, it is like being a detective trying to solve a mystery. Just take an example, like imagine you are investigating why a plant is not growing well. You might use a diagram called an ISACA diagram, which we'll discuss further, to help you to find all the possible regions like lack of water, sunlight, or nutrients. Similarly, in cybersecurity, we use this method to understand why a security breach occurred. We look at the different factors that could have led to the breach, such as weak password, outdated software, or human error. So friends, by identifying these potential causes, we can better understand what went wrong and take steps to prevent it from happening again in the future. Moving next about the fault tree. Friends, a fault tree is like a map that helps us to understand how different things going wrong can lead to a bigger problem. It's a bit like tracing back the branches of a tree to find its roots. So friends, in this case, instead of branches, we are looking at different events of failures that could happen. Just take an example. Like for example, imagine we are investigating why a car crashed. So you might use the fault tree to look at all the possible regions like a flat tire or bad weather or distracting driving. So similarly in cybersecurity, we use the fault tree to understand why different failures, both in technology and human actions, could lead to a security breach. And by mapping out these sequences of event, we can better understand the risks and take steps to prevent them from happening. Next, about the sensitivity. Friends, sensitivity is all about understanding how much risk each risk factor can affect a situation. Just is like figuring out which part of the recipe are the most important for making a cake a taste good. So in risk management, we use the tools like tornado diagram to show us which factor have the biggest impact. Just taking example like picture a tornado spinning around with different elements sticking out. In this case, the elements are the risk factor and the length of which each one represent how much it can influence the outcome. So for example, in cybersecurity, we might use sensitive analysis to see how much a weak password or a software vulnerability can increase the risk of a cyber attack. And by knowing which factors are the most sensitive, we can focus our effort on managing them effectively and reducing the overall risks. Moving next is about the trends. Friends, trends are the pattern or the changes that happen over time. So imagine tracking how tall a plant grow each week. If it's grow steadily taller, that's a trend. So similarly in the risk management, we analyze the data regularly to see if there are any consistent pattern or the changes. And this helps us to establish a reliable starting point or baseline. For example, friends, in cybersecurity, we can say that if we notice a sudden increase in the attempted hacks or the breaches, it could indicate a new threat. And by staying vigilant and monitoring trend, we can spot potential problems early and take actions to address them before they become bigger issues. Moving next we'll understand about data, the foundation of analysis. Friends, data serve as a core of any risk analysis procedure. It acts as the foundation upon which we build our understanding of potential risks. The quality, completeness, and the integrity of the data collected significantly influence the effectiveness of analysis. And friends, if the data is altered or inaccurate, it can lead to the risk practitioner astray, resulting in incorrect risk assessment and decisions. Therefore, friends, ensuring the accuracy and reliability of the data is crucial. This involves regularly updating and verifying the data to maintain its relevance and reliability. Just as a building need a strong foundation to stand tall, a risk analysis process relies on accurate and dependable data to provide meaningful insight and guide decision making. Moving next friends will understand about some common analysis technique, that is analytical methods. First is about Ishikawa. Friends, the Ishikawa diagram, also known as the fishbone diagram, is a tool used to identify various potential causes of a problem. It is like a fishbone diagram because it looks like the skeleton of the fish, with the main issue being the fish head and the causes branching off like the bones. Friends, the diagram help with the root cause analysis by allowing us to explore different factors that could contribute to the problem. Just take an example like example for example, friends, if the problem is a car not starting, the branches might include factors like dead battery, fuel issues, or ignition problem. And by visualizing organizing these potential causes, the Ishikawa diagram help teams systematically investigate and address the root cause of the issues, leading to more effective problem solving and prevention strategies. Next, about the fault tree. Friends, the fault tree technique is a method used to analyze events and identify the underlying causes starting from the top level. It follows a top-down approach. It means that we begin with the main or the top level event and then break it down into its basic causes. It's like starting with the big picture and then zooming in to see the smaller details. For instance, if the top level event is a system failure, the fault tree method helps us to identify all the basic causes that could lead to this failure, such as equipment malfunction, human error, or environmental factors. And by systematically breaking down the event into its components, the fault tree technique allows us to understand the root cause behind complex events, aiding in effective problem solving and preventive measures. Moving next we'll understand about the tornado diagram. Friends, the tornado diagram is a tool used in sensitivity analysis to show the impact of different variables on the particular outcome. It helps in prioritizing risk factor by displaying them in a visual way based on their potential impact. Friends, as we have discussed, imagine a tornado spinning with the different risk factors attached to it. The longer the risk factor sticks out, the greater its impact on the outcome. For instance, like in a financial risk analysis, the tornado diagram might show that changes in the interest rate have a bigger impact on the profitability compared to the changes in the exchange rates. And by using this diagram, friends, decision makers can quickly see which factors are the most influential and the focus their attention on managing those risks effectively. Moving next we'll understand about the trend analysis. That's a critical tool. Friends, trend analysis is an important tool for understanding data and spotting potential problems. It helps us to see how things changes over time and what considered normal. And by looking at data regularly, we can notice when things deviate from its normal pattern, which might signal a problem or a threat. For example, in cybersecurity, if we see a sudden increase in attempted hacks, it could indicate a new threat. And by spotting these changes early, we can respond quickly and put strategies in place to reduce the risks. And this helps to improve overall security and keeps system safe from the potential threat. Moving next we'll understand about data analysis accuracy. That is key consideration for the reliable analysis. The first is about the validation. Friends, validation is like double checking to make sure something is correct. In the context of data, it means regularly reviewing and verifying that the information has not been tampered or with or changed in any way. This is important to ensure that the data remains trustworthy for analysis. Friends, just like how you might double check your homework answers before submitting them, that is, validating data involves implementing checks and balances in maintaining its integrity. For example, in cybersecurity, we can say that the validation processes might involve comparing data from different sources to ensure consistency or using encryption technique to protect data from unauthorized changes. And by validating data regularly, we can have confidence in its accuracy and reliability, which is essential for making informed decision based on the analysis. Next, about the updation. Friends, updation or updating refer to the process of keeping data current and up to date by regularly making changes to reflect the latest information. Just like how you might update your phone software to get the newest feature, updating data ensures that it accurately represents the current state of the risk landscape. And this is important because the risk environment is consistently evolving with new threats emerging and existing ones changing. Friends, by regularly updating data, we can ensure that our understanding of the potential risks remain accurate and relevant. And this allows us to adapt our risk management strategies accordingly and stay prepared to address new challenges that may arise. Moving next friends will understand about the next topic, that is exploring data collections and extraction tool in the risk management. Friends, Risk management is incredibly important in the today's business world, and it relies heavily on collecting and extracting data carefully. And in this moving video, friends, will explore the different sources of internal data and the methods used by the risk expert to analyze it. Friends, understanding these methods is crucial for spotting, keeping an eye on, and reducing the risks effectively. Additionally, friends, we'll discuss the significance of validating data and how it affects the making smart decisions in any organization. So let's start this topic, that is exploring data collection and extraction tool in the risk management. Under this, the first we'll discuss about the key internal data sources, that is where to look for the crucial data. First, about the assessment. Friends, assessments are the evaluations that help us to understand the risk an organization faces. Before we can effectively manage risk, it is important, friends, to establish a baseline understanding of potential threat and how they have impacted the organization in the past. And friends, this baseline provide valuable insight into what risks are the most significant and helps guide future risk management effort. Friends, just like knowing the lay of the land before starting a journey, prior risk assessment gives us the map of the potential dangers so we can navigate safely and effectively. Next, about the documents. Friends, documents such as the project documents, risk log, and the recorded lessons learned are extremely valuable for managing the risks over time. Friends, they serve as a repository of information that help us to understand the past projects, identify potential risks, and learn from the previous experiences. Friends, project documents provide details about the project goal, scope, and stakeholders, while the risk log keep track of the identified risks and their status. Friends, documented lessons learned capture insight gained from the past projects, including successes, failures, and the best practices. And friends, by referring to these documents, organizations can better anticipate and mitigate the risks, ultimately improving their risk management processes and the project outcomes. Next, about the management system. Friends, management system that handle changes, problems, and incidents are valuable source of the data for identifying potential risks. Friends, these systems gather information about various aspects of operation, such as changes made to the system or the processes or problem encountered and incident that occur. And friends, by analyzing the data collected by these systems, organizations can identify pattern, trends, and the potential risk factor. For example, frequent system outages recorded in an incident management system may indicate underlying issues that pose a risk to the business continuity. And by leveraging data from the management system, organizations can proactively address potential risks, improve operational efficiency, and enhance overall resilience. Moving next we'll discuss about some importance of the detailed analysis. Friends, detailed analysis plays a crucial role in understanding and managing risks effectively within organization. Friends, while aggregating data offers a broad overview of the risk landscape, it may overlook finer details that are essential for uncovering hidden patterns of the unusual activities. So friends, by conducting a dedicated examination of the original granular data sources, organizations can reveal these patterns, providing a comprehensive understanding of the risks. And this detailed analysis is vital for identifying emerging threats, understanding the root cause of the issues, and implementing effective risk management strategies. Therefore, friends, while snapshot assessment provide a high level view, delving into the granular data is necessary for gaining deeper insight and ensuring robust risk management practices. Moving next we'll understand about data validation technique, that is ensuring accuracy and consistency. First is about the type checking. Friends, type checking involves ensuring that the data is in the expected format or type. For example, dates and time should be represented as such rather than a text string to prevent misinterpretation. Friends, imagine that if you are trying to schedule a meeting, but instead of dates being in the calendar format, they were written out as a words. So it should be confusing and prone to the errors. Similarly, in data analysis, it is important to ensure that the data types are consistent and accurate to avoid misunderstanding or mistakes in interpretation. And by enforcing type checking, we can ensure that data is properly formatted and ready for analysis, reducing the risk of errors and improving the reliability of our conclusions. Next, about the range validation. Friends, range validation is the process of ensuring that the data falls within expected and plausible ranges. And this helps maintain logical consistency in records such as orders and the delivery dates. For instance, friends, if you are tracking delivery dates for packages, it would not make sense for a delivery date to be before the order date. So by validating that the data falls within the realistic ranges, we can ensure that the records are accurate and make sense. And this prevent errors and inconsistencies that could lead to confusion or incorrect conclusion when analyzing the data. Next, about the cross-field verification. Friends, cross-field verification involves checking for logical consistency across different fields in a data set to detect anomalies or irregularities that may indicate issues. It's like making sure that all the pieces of a puzzle fit together correctly. And for example, in a customer database, cross-field verification might involve checking that a customer age match their date of birth and their address matches their postal code. And if there are inconsistencies, friends, such as customer claiming to be a 10-year-old but having a birth date indicating they are 50, it could signal a data entry error or a potential fraud. And by performing, friends, a cross-field verification, organizations can identify and address such issues, ensuring the integrity and accuracy of the data for analysis and the decision making process. Next, about the source investigation. Friends, source investigation involved tracing error back to their origin, where they stem from a procedural mishap or indicate a deeper misconfiguration or compromise. It is akin to detective work where you follow clues to uncover the root cause of a problem. For instance, if a system experiences a security breach, sources investigation might involve identifying the point of entry for the attacker, whether it was due to a weak password, a software vulnerability, or social engineering tactics. And by conducting thorough source investigation, organization can understand the underlying cause of errors or issues, enabling them to implement corrective actions to prevent similar incidents in the future and strengthen their overall security posture. Moving next. Next, friends, we'll understand about the aggregated versus granular data. That is a comparative analysis. First, about the aggregated data. Friends, aggregated data offers a broad summary or an overview of information which is helpful for making quick assessments or getting a general understanding of the situation. However, because it combines multiple data points into one, it may obscure or hide detailed risk factors that are important for a more thorough analysis. It's like looking at the map from the far away. You can see the major landmarks, but you miss the smaller details. For example, if you are analyzing aggregated scales data for a company, you might see overall trend or pattern, but you might miss out on specific insight such as which product lines are underperforming or which customer segments are driving scale sales. Friends, while aggregated data provides a useful starting point, it is important to delve into the more detailed and the granular data to uncover specific risk factor and nuances that could impact decision making and the risk management strategies. Moving next about the granular data. Friends, granular data provide detailed information at a fine level of granularity, offering deep insight and revealing patterns that may not be apparent in aggregated data. It is like zooming in on a map to see individual street and buildings rather than just getting a bird eye view. For example, in sales data, granular data might include individual transaction or customer interactions, allowing analysts to identify specific buying behavior or preferences. And by analyzing granular data, organizations can detect and address hidden risks more effectively. They can uncover subtle trends, anomalies, or correlations that might not be visible when looking at data in aggregate. And this level of detail enables organizations to make more informed decisions, develop targeted strategies, and mitigate the risks proactively, ultimately improving overall performance and resilience. Moving next we'll understand about some case studies, that is implementing effective data validation. Friends, in this case study, an organization encountered recurring data inconsistencies that resulted in the flawed risk assessment, and these inconsistencies undermine the organization's ability to accurately identify and manage the risks. And friends, to address this challenge, the organization implemented comprehensive data validation methods, including logical range checking and the cross field verification. Friends, logical range checking involved verifying that the data fell within expected and the reasonable ranges. For example, ensuring that the date and time were correctly formatted and plausible, and that numerical value were within appropriate limits. And similarly, cross-field verification involves checking all logical consistency across different fields in the data set, such as confirming that the related data elements matched up correctly. And friends, by diligently applying these data validation technique, the organization significantly reduced discrepancy in their data, and this improvement enhanced the accuracy of their risk identification and the management processes. Friends, with more reliable data, the organization was better equipped to make informed decisions and develop effective risk mitigation strategies. And friends, this case study highlight the practical benefit of diligent data validation in the risk management processes. And by ensuring the integrity and accuracy of data, organizations can enhance their ability to identify, assess, and address the risks, ultimately improving overall performance and resilience. Moving next friends will understand about the challenges in the data collection and extraction, that is by identifying and overcoming obstacles. First is about the volume. Friends, volume refer to having a lot of data which can be overwhelming and hard to figure out what is important. So friends, it is like having too many toys and not knowing which one to play with. And sorting through all the data takes time and can be confusing. And friends, to deal with this, we use methods to filter out that the most important information and focus on that. Next, about the quality. Friends, quality refer to the reliability and the usefulness of data. Sometimes data is messy or not well organized, which means it needs a lot of work to fix it up. Friends, it is like trying to clean a messy room before you can use it. And cleaning up data takes time and effort to make sure it's accurate and organized properly so it can be useful for the analysis. Next, about the integration. Friends, integration involves merging data from the different places, which can be difficult because of technical and the logistical issues. It is like trying to put together a puzzle which pieces from the different sets. And friends, they might not fit perfectly, so we can say that the combining data from diverse sources require careful planning and coordination to ensure compatibility and accuracy and overcoming challenges like differing formats or incompatible system. Next, about the privacy. Friends, privacy refer to protecting people's personal information, which is important for following data protection rules. However, it can make collecting data more complicated. Friends, it is like making sure everyone's secrets are safe in a crowded room. You have to be careful not to share too much. So, friends, to collect data legally and responsibly, organizations must navigate privacy regulations, ensuring they handle data in a way that respects people, right, and privacy. Moving next we'll understand about some technological tools for the risk management, that is leveraging software solution. First, about the CRM system. Friends, CRM, that is customer relationship management system, provide useful information about the customer feedback and the potential risks. They are like a virtual book that stores all the important details about customers and their interaction with the company. And by analyzing data from the CRM system, businesses can understand what customers like or dislike and identify any potential risks that could affect customer satisfaction or loyalty. And friends, this help companies make informed decisions to improve their product or services and better manage the risks. Next, about the ERP solution. Friends, ERP, that is enterprise resource planning solution, help businesses manage the different type of data and the processes across the various department. They act like a central hub with where information about the finance, operations, and more can be accessed and analyzed. And friends, by integrating data from the different sources, ERP system enable comprehensive risk analysis. For example, they can provide insight into the inventory level, financial performance, and supply chain operations, helping businesses identify and mitigate the risks effectively. Next, about the analytics tool. Friends, analytics tools are the advanced software program that can handle big set of data to find pattern and predict possible risks. They are like super smart detective that sift through the tons of information to uncover hidden clues. And by using analytics tools, businesses can analyze large amount of data quickly and efficiently, helping them to identify potential risks and take action to prevent problems before they happen. And these tools provide valuable insight that enable better decision making and the risk management strategies. Next, friends, next we'll understand about the strategies for the effective data management, that is optimizing data handling practices. First, about the standardization. Friends, standardization means making sure that the data follow the same format or the rules across different part of the system. Friends, it is like using the same recipe for a dish every time you cook it. It ensures consistency and making things easier to understand. And by implementing the standardization practices, businesses can ensure that data is organized in a uniform way, which makes it easier to analyze and compare. And friends, this consistency help to streamline processes and improve the accuracy of data analysis, ultimately leading to better decision making and more effective risk management. Next, about the automation. Friends, automation involves using technology to perform tasks automatically without human intervention. Friends, in terms of data collection and validation, automation means setting up system or tools to gather and check data without needing someone to do it manually. It is like having a robot that collects and check data for you, saving time and reducing the chances of mistakes. And friends, by automating these processes, businesses can improve efficiency, ensure data accuracy, and free up employees to focus on the more valuable tasks. Next, we'll discuss about some future trends in the risk management data practices. Friends, future trend in the risk management data practices will be influenced by advancement in the data analysis tools and the techniques. Machine learning and artificial intelligence will play a significant role in identifying and mitigating the risks by analyzing data trends and unprecedented accuracy and speed. Additionally, blockchain technology hold promise for enhancing security and transparency in data handling, potentially revolutionizing risk management strategies and the practices by providing immutable records and improved data integrity. Friends, these advancements will enable organizations to make more informed decisions, enhance risk mitigation effort, and adapt more effectively to evolving risk landscape. Moving next we'll discuss about some key takeaways from this whole presentation. First is about the diligence. Friends, diligence in the risk analysis and the validation is essential for effective risk management. It's like being a detective who carefully examines all the clues to solve a case. And by thoroughly analyzing and validating data, businesses can cover potential risks and make informed decisions to mitigate them. Friends, this diligence ensures that the information used for the risk management is accurate and reliable, ultimately enhancing the organization's ability to identify, assess, and address the risk proactively. Next, about the technology. Friends, we can say that the technology plays a crucial role in improving data collection and analysis. And by using the right tool, businesses can gather and analyze data more efficiently and accurately. It is like having a powerful microscope that helps the scientists see things they could not see before. And with technology, in organizations can process large volume of data, identify patterns, and the gain valuable insight that can inform decision making and the risk management strategies. And by leveraging technology effectively, friends, businesses can stay ahead of the curve and make better informed decisions to mitigate risks and drive successfully. Next, about the challenges. Friends, recognizing and addressing challenges in the data management is crucial for improvement. It is like knowing the bumps in the road and working to smooth them out. And by being mindful of challenges such as data quality issues, privacy concern, and technological limitation, organizations can take proactive steps to overcome them. And this involves implementing better processes, investing in the advanced technologies, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Friends, by facing challenges head on, businesses can optimize their data management practices and enhance their ability to make informed decisions and manage their risks effectively. Friends, here we come to the end of today's part 11, Domain 3, presented by ISACA Preparation Academy. Friends, please do watch, subscribe, share among your friends. Thank you and stay tuned.